Well, quite a battle. It's so unfortunate. One could say that there was an invitation, Stephen, but we were denied access, to capture that moment. It's not about us as the media. It's for the people of the Northwest. As we know that there has been a drama that has unfolded last week to where we are today. The people had to see that moment for Maape being sworn in and taking oath, because he is the ANC elect, and probably by next week after the elections, he could be the premier of the Northwest. But however, we have raise that with the relevant officers, and we hope that by next week we won't be denied access at the time of the elections, as we're expecting that to take place next week Tuesday, and a high contestation between the African National Congress, and we know that Democratic Alliance has also advanced its interest that they want to take part in that particular matter. We know that the African National Congress squabbles are still here. So we've spoke to the Tripartite Alliance and other members of the party, including the ANC Women's League and Youth League here in the province, who are saying that they're hoping that party members at the provincial legislature will be one thing and vote and vouch for Mr. Maape to take over as the premier. They say that they don't want to see what happened during the election of the chair of chairs repeating itself, because some members voted against the party's will. The party had directed them to vote for a certain candidate. Instead, they chose the one that they want. But now, Stephen, I've invited a SANCO secretary in the Northwest. He's part of the Tripartite Alliance. We know that they have vouched for the former Premier, Job Mokgoro, at the time when he came into the position to replace Supra Mahumapelo. Now, today they are here again saying that they are hoping and they are putting their trust in this elect, Mr. Bushy Maape. Thank you so much for joining us, Resa Ketso. We know you've been supporting Mokgoro now. Today you're saying again you are in support of Bushy Maape. What's changed?
No, nothing has changed. The thing is, the declaration of the ANC is very clear. The ANC is the one that deploys, but the declaration says the deployment is an honor and a privilege. It's not a right. As and when the ANC would want to make some changes or redeploy a member, they can do either with or without talking to that person. Now, you would understand that in the past, more than once, the former Premier, Professor Job Mokgoro, defied the decision of the ANC. Now, you can't have a deployee who is very defiant. Now, the ANC has done the right thing. We appreciate, and our view as SANCO is, we will support Comrade Bushy Maape as the Premier-elect. We hope that the MPLs in the provincial legislature of the Northwest will do what the ANC guided them to do, failing which the ANC would have to severely be decisive in making sure that those that continue to defy the organization, disciplinary process are taken against them, even if expelling them from the organization as a deterrent, because it's a norm in this provincial legislature that some members of the ANC deployed in here defy the ANC and they get away with murder. Secondly, our expectation is when Bushy Maape is elected the premier on Tuesday, immediately the first thing that he needs to do is to change the executive. This executive, in our view, has created a problem in making sure that they fast-track issues of service delivery. Now, he really needs to sleep over it, make some changes here and there. Some really doesn't deserve to be in the legislature. You could understand that they lack capacity. Now, if you have a person who does not have capacity and expect that person to create miracles to give the community of the Northwest services, you are just wasting your time. So he really has to change. Even if it's 50% of member of the executive council must be removed so that at least we see changes. So it shouldn't be business as usual, because he's not business as usual. He came in after 2.5 years We are only left with about 2 years, couple of months. So at least we need to bring back confidence of the community of the Northwest to say ANC is really delivering services to our community.
Talking about confidence, Mr. Maape has been the advisor to the former premier. Do you think he's going to bring any change?
He is going to bring drastic changes. One of the reasons why we are saying the former premier was defiant. He could not even hit the call of an advice of the incumbent now. I'll give you an example. On the 26th of June, the former premier, Job Mokgoro, wanted to make a reshuffle in cabinet. Our expectation as the alliance is, when we arrived here at the legislature, we could have found the advisors around him to say this is not an individual decision. Because he was using this saying that it is his constitutional prerogative to make change. But the question is, which change? Because they are all deployees of the ANC. As Sanko, we said to him, you are as well a member of the ANC. The seat that you are in is the seat of the ANC. Where is the ANC? The reason why there was no reshuffle back then, it's because we requested him to wait for a while so that we go and get the ANC for him. And we did exactly that. We have stopped the reshuffle that he could have made.
Well, Paket Seketo, his Sanko secretary in the Northwest, thank you so much for your time. He's touched on a lot of things here. As we know, the political squabbles, the political conundrum of the African National Congress in the Northwest even unfolding in that manner. But all of them here, they are saying that they are hoping that members of the African National Congress at the legislature, they are going to vouch and support the party decision next week.
Bafedile Moerane, thanks very much indeed for that live update. Interesting situation developing in Northwest. Clearly, I suspect more to come in that province.